YGO Strats here, coming at you with a specific deck today. This one truly rings the bell of nostalgia for me in regards to 2014, because that was about the only time it was remotely considered playable. But I loved it so much, I'm going to talk about it anyways. Yes, it is Hieratic Tzolken. This is probably the first deck that I can remember that Tzolken was considered playable in when it was released in Shonen Jump, again, roughly around 2014.
So that was a fucking lie.
The notion that I could cheat out the Synchro Dragons turn after turn after turn was far too captivating for me to pass up on, because if you are at all familiar with this channel, I'm a mild fan of dragons. Just a mild one. It's simple. Let's just jump into it, okay? We got 3 Hieratic cards that are out here purely to fuel the machine. The best and brightest of Hieratic is, to this day, Tefnuit, which is functionally Cyber Dragon, but level 6, which is important. You see, the Hieratic monsters, if you aren't aware, all share the effect that when tributed, they can summon a normal dragon monster from your deck, but make its attack and defense 0. Now, this is important because it means we get to cheat out Labradite Dragon, which is right here in front of me. Where's the glare? There it is, Labradite Dragon, which is only important because it's a tuner. It's a level 6 normal tuner. And all our Hieratics that matter are 6 or can become 6. The other ones of note include Sue and Aset are the only 2 I've ever played, but there is Aset's mirrored artwork version that can also be played as well. Sue is really the second to best one. Special summon Tefnuit, tribute Sue to special summon Sue, and then Tefnuit will summon out Labradite from the deck, and Sue is on field. You've got a level 6 non-tuner in Sue, and a level 6 tuner in the form of Labradite, and now you can make the oh-so-important Tzolken. That's the bread and butter combo of the deck. The other way you can do it is by tributing a set, and then a set can target the level of Labradite to make it the same level, because Tzolken needs a 5 and higher non-tuner and tuner of the same level to cheat summon itself out, if you aren't aware. And that's the core of the engine of the deck. Now, other cute things you can do to add in some spot removal and spice it up, as was played in 2014, Caius the Shadow Monarch. The first ever deck I bought getting back into the game in 09, and any excuse I can find to play him I absolutely will. Is level 6, can target and banish a card, and even burn for game sometimes, but more importantly, it's level 6, so when you tribute a Tefnuit to summon it out, we've got Tzolken. And this was played Tongue Twister, a secret rare from Gladiator's Assault. That is what, 07? Yeah, coming into relevance in this deck, I can assure you. That card is basically just draw 2 cards. When it is sent to field to grave after being tribute summoned, you banish it and draw 2. So when you make your Tzolken, you draw 2. And that's it. That's the simplicity of the deck. Other things you can play include REDM, because it's a Hieratic deck and you always play Red Eyes Darkness Battle Dragon in every Hieratic deck to cheat out your monsters, to tribute them, to get the ball rolling, and more importantly, because it was 2014 and he was still considered a big threat, Big Daddy BLS. Never get tired of putting him in decks ever in my life. What a legacy of a card. And that's the core engine of the deck. You see, Tzolken is a card that lets you summon out a level 7 or 8 dragon synchro monster for free once per turn when you set a card. Now this is cool because it means you can just set a copy of Upstart Goblin or Hieratic Seal of Convocation, which is their Rhoda, and then you get out a free monster. In 2014, the pool of cards wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. Void Ogre Dragon is a 3k wall in attack or defense, and does require you to have no hand to get its effect off, but is a free negate of a spell or trap once per turn. Other notable cards that were played at the time include BLs, who is just a big stinky beater who can't be destroyed and is a nuisance to deal with, right up until people remember Castell existed at the time, or Nightmare Unicorn if you're playing in Modern, or any other various means that are not destruction but are still removal. Still, in the right situations, it's a pain in the butt, and it's a 3k beater. Michael, the Archangel Lightsworn, is a free target and banish for the cost of 1,000 life points, which is solid. Stardust Dragon can protect your set cards in your back row that you are most certainly playing. And then other cute techs that I liked at the time include Dark End Dragon, who can reduce its attack by 500. Yep, attack and defense by 500 to get rid of a card on the field. Moonlight Rose Dragon is a bounce, and Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, because at 2014 we didn't have Crystal Wing yet, but Crystal Wing is the modern equivalent. It is the turn 1 Tzolken mate, as you might have seen in decks that have played Tzolken in more better strategies like Virtual World or Jeff Dunham's Gimmick Puppet. I don't know. The point is, there's a lot of cool ass dark dragons, and by dark I mean synchro, because I misspoke. Why did I misspeak? Because I was thinking of Hot Red Dragon of Archfiend Abyss, or whatever that one was called. Because these are all level 7 or 8, and you can just play an Effect Veiler as a level 1 tuner, because once you got enough dragons on board, you can justify normal summoning a Veiler, bust out Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and get some free negates in, baby. It's that simple. Other newer cards include Scarlight Dragon, which is a sick-ass cowboy for game, if you ask me, or Chaos Ruler, because it will not trigger on summon, and if you think that's the case, you're a goof. That's the bread and butter of this deck, okay? It is purely one brain-dead strategy, and the core reason I fell in love with it is because Scrap Iron Scarecrow can reset itself after negating an attack and triggers Ultimate Tzolken. Ultimaya Tzolken, excuse me. Which means that when the opponent finally gets the chance to attack Tzolken, you negate the attack and bust out a Crystal Wing. That is comedy. That is funnier than anything I've ever said in a video, and that is something I strive to accomplish each and every time I open up this deck and shuffle these cards and make my plays. It's a really cute, really simple deck. You will not top your locals with it in a modern setting at all, but in a modern setting you can throw in more common things to help alleviate the deck's weaknesses, i.e. more hand traps than God would ever permit you entering heaven for having played, because the modern standard of 12 to 15 is a sin. I'm not a religious man, but it doesn't take a religious man to know that that shit's wrong. Maybe I just prefer 2014 formats, who knows? Who knows? Is this a you should play? I think it is. I think I'm telling you to try out this exact specific deck of Ultimaya Tzolken Heretics. It's just Tzolken Turbo in a strategy that was halfway viable in 2014, and now as we approach the decade later, it's viable in my heart, goddammit. It's a really fun, low strategy, simple, brain-dead thing you got going on. I'm playing MSTs and breakthrough skills. I'm ignorant, okay? And not even in a is there a good way to be ignorant? I'm ignorant in a way that truly defies the face of time, because time is the enemy, and I know that deep within my soul. And I don't really have anything else to say here. There's a bunch of cards on field. I have to acknowledge the fact that 8 years ago, I paid like 20 bucks for a copy of Tongue Twister, and that is the core reason that I'm playing it. It's not good. You probably shouldn't be playing this thing. I don't care. I'm doing it anyways, because surely the camera died mid-rant, and so did any direction or sense of direction I had in this video. It's Ultimaya Tzolken. I strongly recommend it for anyone hoping for a low level of entry of competitiveness, or more accurately, a casual duel amongst friends. If your locals has a casual night, if you and the boys and the girls or the whomstevers want to get together for some lax play, because god damn it, I'm not facing Sword Soul again, you can't make me, that's fair. And with that said, Dragon, more dragons than I have card sleeves for them. That was Tongue Twister. Oh, that's all I got for you. Thank you for watching. Next week I might have more effort put into the video. We'll find out. I just got a new job, so I apologize for that. Whatever this was. See you next time. YGO Strats, True Duelist.